There were quite a few things that I messed up when I started making travel videos, so here are 7 tips that I wish I knew earlier. It's a funny place here. They have dogs and they even have elephants down there. It's super cool. These dogs are nice, but not only. Luckily I didn't put my bag in there. Playful. Here's the baby boy. Oh, he's here. In Germany we call these dogs Dackel. Alles für den Dackel. Alles für den Kopf. It's a funny word.
Dackel.
Dackel?
Dackel.
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 My first tip is about a technique that you've likely heard before, which is called backlighting, and that's used to make shots look more cinematic by creating depth in your shot with your lights. So you basically place a light source either somewhere behind your subject or at a slight angle, so you get this nice rim light effect around your body. I talked about that a lot in my previous videos before, so you must know that already. But usually when we're talking about these techniques, it's about having characters, like actual people in your shots. But my take on this technique for travel videos is that you can literally use that everywhere. You don't necessarily need to have a character in your shot. Even a drone shot that I show you here right now, you can see that the sun shines from an angle from behind in the mountains, and as you can see, it looks absolutely great. So really think about that when you're outside shooting. Can you place a sun or another light source somewhere behind your subject, or at least from a slight angle, so that it generates more depth in your image? Don't tell her. There's this one thing that makes your travel videos a lot better that I just figured out, I think 2 years or so after I really started making travel videos, and it's super important, and that is simply that you should film people's faces and their reactions to whatever they see more, because that helps you a lot to show emotions in your travel videos. And I find, besides storytelling, this is super important, because if you can make the viewer feel something, he automatically want to watch the travel video longer and he can relate more to it. And like, my best big tip here is really that if you travel with people that you don't know, that you should get to know these people better, because the better you know what travel experiences they've made before, you can already guess who reacts a bit stronger to certain things. Let's say I travel with people that I don't know and we want to visit an elephant camp, then it would be my mission as a videographer to figure out who of those people did not see elephants before, and then when we arrive at the camp, I directly want to point the camera at their faces, even before I even get shots of the elephants, because I can always get shots of the elephants afterwards, but the emotions of the people, they will be the strongest when they see the elephants for the first time. So the earlier you figure that stuff out and you point your camera to the right people in the right moment, the better it will come out. It's actually what we're doing now. The elephant feeding starts, so I would say let's go down and feed the elephants. This guy is hungry.
What?
He cannot wait. Give him one first. Hey. Yeah, I have more, no worries. No worries, bro, I have more. Elephants are the best. I love elephants. They're the coolest animals in the world. And my next tip is that you should always capture a variety of different angles so that you can build sequences in post. Now, of course, ideally you already have sequences in mind during your travels that you can shoot, like doing something step by step, but it's also generally good to just get maybe 5 shots or so that are completely different, like some wide angle shots, some close-up shots, some medium shots, and also shots of different parts of whatever is going on. Like you could get a wide angle shot of the location you're going to, then you can get some close-up shots of people's face while they're doing something, then you can get close-up shots of what they are doing. You can get medium shots that only show the person what they are doing, but not the full person, maybe only their head and their hands or whatever. And then you can also get some shots of the surrounding, because if you capture a big variety of different shots, it makes it very easy for you in the edit to come up with sequences. So if you're not really sure while you're shooting what kind of sequences you want to have, that helps you a lot. Totally forgot I wanted to fly the new Mini 3. I just got it and I completely forgot that I have this drone with me. This drone is really convenience poor and the footage seems pretty good actually. Have to be careful with the dogs though. Dogs hear drones, they don't like it at all. Oh, they are gone. Should start before they come, but this drone is super quiet. Maybe that helps a bit. Okay, the dogs didn't recognize it. It's really cool with the iPad mini. You can connect the drone directly to the iPad and check everything while you're on the go, or even copy it on your internal space. That's a really nice and lightweight travel vlogging setup. And talking about drone shots leads me to the next tip, which is that you should get transition shots for your travel videos to transition from one place to the next. And this is something that I kind of did right, but without knowing it. Like, I always got many drone shots at the beginning, also shot many time lapses. Like, these are like the main shots that you can get easily always to transition from one place to the other. But there's also another transitioning shot that you can get, and this is oftentimes even better than just time lapses or drone shots, and that is that you get shots of things that are the same or at least similar on both places. Let's say on a temple, for example, I could film some flowers or some statues to stand around, and then I directly blend in a shot from another temple or another place where it also has flowers or some statues standing around, so the viewer doesn't even recognize that you just changed the place, and then suddenly you do a wide shot and you're at another place, but it fits then because the objects are the same. So this is also a good tip to transition from one place to the other, and this is actually something that I did not think about when I started out. Let's also talk about music for your travel videos, and this is one big mistake that I did a lot in the beginning, which was that I just chose music that I love to listen to instead of thinking about how does the music make the viewer feel. And that is really important, not just for travel videos, but filmmaking in general. Music defines the feeling of your video and not the opposite. It's not that you have a video and then you just choose random music that you think fits to it, but you really think about how do you want the video footage to feel, and you choose your music based on that. It's really like when you use the exact same video with two completely different songs, that it feels completely different. So if you choose music for your travel videos, don't only use what you like. Of course, you should like the music as well, but in the first place, think about how do you want the viewer to feel like. And sometimes in your travel videos, you also don't only want to use one song, sometimes you also want to use 2 or even 3 songs or even more, and you want to adjust the song based on the part of your video and how you want the part of the video to feel like. And sometimes you could also just end the song suddenly. For example, if something bad happens during your vlog, then if the music suddenly stops, then you really emphasize that feeling of, oh shit, something happened now. Like, first it was completely happy, you could hear happy music, and suddenly whoop, it's gone, and oh shit, just or a motorbike crashed or whatever. So really use music also to emphasize stuff like that. And if you don't know where to get your music from, I can only recommend Epidemic Sound. They have the best catalog overall, in my opinion, for content creators, and their website also makes it super easy to find the right music for your travel videos to fit the feeling really. And the subscription is also not that expensive, so it's also perfect for beginners. I will leave a link to Epidemic Sound in the description below, so check that out. It's not sponsored, but if you purchase through my link, then I get a small commission, but you don't pay anything more. So it's a great way to support this channel. And another important thing to remember is that you should always think about how you start your video before you even press record, because you want to ensure that a viewer that clicked on your video keeps watching. If you don't do that, you will lose him immediately. For example, in this video here, I put a sequence with some cinematic travel shots at the start of the video so that you can directly see my skills and you know that you are right here. Otherwise, let's be honest, if it would just be some cheap travel footage that looks like shot on a 10-year-old phone or stuff like that, you would have likely not watched this video. Of course, this is just one way how you can start your videos. You can also show something exciting from what happened during your trip or whatever. Just really think about what is the video about and how can you keep the viewer watching. What do you have to show at the very beginning of your video? And to end that here, let's also talk a bit more about story in your travel videos. And really important to understand is that story is not what just happens throughout your day while you're traveling, but story is really always that you have a beginning, you have a middle part, and you have an end. The end is the goal of the video. Maybe you want to know how a certain location looks, or how is an experience during a trip that you want to do. It can really be everything that comes in your head. And then the middle part is your way to there, like what challenges have you to overcome, etc. But another doggy. Yeah. And another good way to tell better stories in your travel videos is to think about a theme of your travel video, which could be like a general message that you want to give to your viewer. Like the story could be that you spent too much time at home and that you felt a bit depressed, etc. You didn't really know what to do with yourself, but then by going out, going on some hikes, etc., you felt better, and then you can communicate how it changed you, and that like kind of has this underlying message that people should go out more. Of course, you should implement that well, and you can also end such videos with stuff like quotes at the end, etc. I made another video about storytelling in your videos, not just travel videos, but generally. You will find that here in the corner. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up and also consider subscribing for more videos like this one. See you. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.